When we first moved to Mexico, one of the things we did not anticipate where we would be living is that there really isn't a place to do our morning daily walk and run. If you've seen any of our old videos when we lived in Arkansas, then you probably saw one like us walking and running in a place called Burns Park. And we did this every single day, 6 days a week for several years. And it was part of our daily routine. But when we came here, they're in this particular area where we live, and in very far distance from where we live, there are no pedestrian paths or any place for people to run. There's not even sidewalks. So we did try a couple of times to walk around the community that we live in, but there's so many stray dogs, wild dogs, running around everywhere that a couple of times we were chased. They're a little bit scary and intimidating, and also he likes to run in the mornings. He's been running even before I met him, and he tried to run on one of the main roads out here, and it's just very dangerous. It's a very thin road. There's not much room to go on either side, and sometimes people drive a little crazy. So it's just not something that he should be doing or I should be doing. We could get hit by a car or bit by a stray dog, and so the only alternative that we came up with was a hard one. It was his idea. He always comes up with these hard ideas, but he doesn't just talk about them, he actually does them. So he is going to make a walk path out here on one of our properties where we were building the gym, the big gym that we hope one day we can get enough money to finish. But so out here, he's already started clearing the area to make a walk path, and I'm gonna show you the progress for that. He's gonna lay concrete, and we're gonna actually have our own walking and running path that we can come to every morning and not have to worry about dogs chasing us or getting hit by cars. So I hope you enjoyed the video.
Esto es lo que hemos limpiado. Hemos estado limpiando todo este camino. El plan es primero limpiar el camino, quitar lo más que podamos la hierba que hay, y una vez que lo quitemos todo, vamos a empezar a revolver la tierra y luego aplanarlo. Pero eso será ya después que limpiemos totalmente el camino. Okay. Everything this time we're going to take it off.
Yeah.
Okay, and here it's going to be here. He won't come back. He just went to the top.
Yeah.
Everything. So now he going to come back to that direction here. He need be here. Okay. So far, what do you think?
I think it's a good idea.
Okay.
It's plenty of, instead of just going around, it's jagged, so it's more lengthy.
It's a big side, the property, so I think it's going to be well.
The construction of this walking trail took about 5 months or more, but there was a reason for that, why it took so long. Not only was it just a lot of hard work, but I ended up having an appendicitis and had to go to the hospital and have my appendix removed. And it was not fun. It was terrible. I was out of commission, couldn't do much of anything, couldn't lift anything for about 3 months after the surgery. And so he had to help me get around in our studio, and he didn't get to come down to the property as often. And it just kind of halted all of the work. So it would have been done a lot sooner were it not for what happened to me medically. I did help out a little bit where I could on the construction of our trail, but he did most of the work for sure. All of the hard work, definitely. I just helped out with a little bit of cleaning and some shoveling and just small things like that. But during most of the time, I was also sick with my after surgery, so I really couldn't have helped if I wanted to. But he did a lot of work, and I really appreciate everything he did.
Put a 5 in the center. I will measure. I will need 5 that same with the back. And you put it here in the center, but I won't take it off. I will just 5 this one and 5 back of the gravel. So I will measure with one bucket. So I will use 5, and I will mix it, and using these two is and mix it with one bag the cement. So one bag the cement I need. So like patches. You see the patches?
I think it's fun.
You see, now it's a little high in different color, so the leaf when fail, we can even fail, no bother. You know, it's fine. But before, it's cover the trail, so we can fit both together.
Yep.
What's the last part here?
I like it.
I
I feel like we're in generic Burns Park.
Yeah. Here was a little more wheat, the side. You know, here we don't put down this tree. I don't know, just leave in the middle.
Yeah, I like the tree there.
So we leave the tree in the middle. Yeah. So we are on the ending. Here is the ending. The probably like 42 meters. Now there's gonna be another 45. So we're talking about. I don't know if you see a bunch of there.
Yeah, but yeah, yeah, I can help you with that. That's more women's work, my kind of work.
So you can feel proud like we did it together.
Yeah, well, I gave you encouragement.
Yeah, you give me motivation. You just come in here. I just looking my beautiful shine sun, and you are my bride.
And you do so much for me.
I get a full energy. So that's it.
I'm really excited to be able to use the walk path, and I got rid of the treadmill. When we first came here, that's after we realized that we're not going to be able to go walk anywhere that was safe, we went to Koppel and bought a treadmill. And I used it, you know, I used it enough, but I probably should have used it more than I did. But I like to walk outside in nature, and the same way with him, he likes to run. He can easily just run on the treadmill, but he likes to run outside. And so it's something we're used to doing. I know I explained this in the, you know, a long time ago in the beginning of the video, but we really love to walk outside in nature, listen to the birds, and of course when it's not too hot. So we'll probably have to come out here really early in the mornings. So yeah, let's go see what we got up here. The trail goes all the way up the side of the gym. This building right here is the gym that we started building probably 5 years ago, before we even came to Mexico. And we still have a lot of work because, you know, we don't really have the money to finish it right now. And that's the same with our walk path. That's why only part of it has concrete and the rest is going to be dirt, because it, you know, costs a little more than we expected. But it goes all the way around here, and then down there. Be careful right here. We don't have this part. As you can see, it goes all the way down and all the way out to the road. And so we're start right there in the mornings, and we'll walk all the way this way, and then this way around, and then it just goes around and up and down. It's like a snake. And instead of just, the property's not big enough just for a straight line, so he came up with the idea to just do the snake up and down the property, and it looks really nice. So let's go walk it. That's somebody else's property over there. And we're going to be putting a fence up right here, all the way down, a privacy fence made of wood, so, you know, for privacy. I'm gonna walk all the way down here. Yeah, this is gonna be a good walk every morning because it's not a very big property, but the way he designed it, it gives us a really good distance. Try to walk at least 30 to 40 minutes a day. We have so much work to do on this gym. But the gym, might not have ever mentioned this, it's not just going to be a gym. We have several plans for the building. And I'm not going to say what they are right now, because I don't like to talk too much about things that might be far off depending on financial aspects of a situation. But when we feel more confident that we're going to be able to do it soon, I'll talk about it more. I think everybody might be a little excited to find out what we're going to do. I'm excited because it just means a lot to me, something that is close to my heart, but I'll talk about that another day. So here's the unfinished gym. And something else that is unfinished, when we first moved here, we had intended to build a studio right next to the gym on this other property that we have right here. These two small lots. And so let me show you. We did start building it. Oh, his father. We definitely can't afford to hire big companies or anything. His father's a really good contractor, so we started building it. You can see the base of the foundation right there. It was going to go from there to there. Still just a one-room studio, one-bedroom studio like we live in right now, with just a kitchen, a bathroom, but bigger than where we're living. But of course, we had to stop construction on this as well because we didn't have the money to finish it, and we realized it's going to cost way more than we had anticipated. But enough about that. I'm here to talk about this path. I'm just really excited to be able to use my path. I feel like I have my body is just not used to not exercising. Every single day in Arkansas before I left, just 5 to 6 days a week, we would always walk, or he would run and I would walk in Burns Park, or sometimes we would go to other places. We lived really close to a lot of parks and sidewalks, just so many places where we could exercise daily outside. And when we came here, we just didn't have that option, and my body, after a couple months, really started to feel it. Really started to feel the no exercise. It was so used to every day getting at least a 40-minute walk, a brisk walk, and then I started feeling sluggish. I started gaining a little weight when I moved here, like almost 10 pounds I gained, and I started feeling sicker. And I know that's because my body was used to exercise, and I just kind of neglected it. And that's one reason why we bought the treadmill for me, because he still went and ran outside. But we bought a treadmill for me to use inside the studio, and but it's not as good. It wasn't doing the job. Well, I wasn't doing the job. It wasn't the treadmill's fault. It was just me. It was my not wanting to use a treadmill. But I used it. I forced myself, but I didn't enjoy it. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But at least before, when I walked, I always enjoyed it. And I had time to spend, alone with myself, just me and my thoughts. And sometimes I would do episodes for my podcast and just things like that. And I just really enjoyed walking every day. So I really think this is going to help me a lot to be able to start walking again. And he's not been running lately. He's actually stopped running probably about a month. I don't think he's been running, and that's just really weird because he was always running every single day. And but yeah, I think he's gonna feel a lot better that he can run out here too. He did do this for me. Again, I say he does things for me all the time, and I just appreciate everything he does. He works so hard, and but it's his path too, because he's going to be out here just as much as me, running, so he doesn't have to run on the dangerous street, and that gives me a sense of relief to not have to worry about him getting hit by a car. So yeah, I'm loving it already.